Oh No Consequences, home of some silly people who do and say things that have obvious repercussions, but yet do it and are shocked at the consequences. All right, let's get into this today, guys. So we're on r/OhNoConsequences. We have the best post pulled up, and let's just see what silly stuff we can read and, watch. Always something new on this one. Slowly becoming one of my favorite subreddits. All right, this one I am gonna move around because I can't show this one specific word, but I keep getting rejected and now I'm banned from a bar. What am I doing so wrong? This is on r/life. I am 26, male, and had still never had any luck with women. No kisses, dates, cuddling, no nothing. Since I turned 24. I've been trying to change that, but it's gone absolutely terribly. Oh, what a great start. So we have technically an incel because, he is involuntarily celibate. So hopefully things don't take a turn for the worse, but I'm assuming it will. All right, here we go. Last year, I asked about roughly 30 women out in real life or IRL. All of them rejected me, and one reported me to HR, and I got in a lot of trouble. Oh God. Okay, now I need to know the context of how you asked them out, because the fact that you can ask out a girl and it be completely normal and they reject you normally, but they're reporting you to HR. All right, so bear in mind, I'm not even attracted to 90% of these women. I'm starting at the bottom with women who I find super ugly. Well, the fact that you're saying this just shows me that you might be not a good person. But let's see. And just last night, I've been banned from this bar for shooting my shot too many times, in quotes. The manager's exact words, even though it was only about 6, and Tinder has been useless. Dude, this guy seems like a fucking character. I wonder what he's actually like. It's literally just inexperienced. That's the issue. Almost every woman I've picked has picked up on my inexperience and said they don't want to be my teacher. Even have had people tell me to give up forever because I'll never possibly catch up after all these years, and how all these failed attempts have probably ruined me. Are they really saying that? Almost every woman I've picked up. Interesting, because I'm curious if women actually say like, hey, I just don't want to be a teacher to you. Okay, but let's continue. I've also tried joining a fitness group, and after failing hard with a woman there, I got banned from that too. And I joined a movie group, thrown out. Okay, there has to be some context to this. No one just gets thrown out for like getting rejected or just hitting on someone. It has to be the way you're doing it, because you're getting thrown out of places and banned from places. The years before, I've been rejected about 10 times a year. So not so much as 2024, but it's still a lot. What else can I do to find a life partner? I'm genuinely curious as to, I need to know more context, because this seems like there's no way that you're just going up to them in a polite way if you're getting banned from the bars and stuff. I don't know how to help besides saying, find a different alternative, go on dating apps and so forth. Make sure you fix your dating app too. Make sure it's actually like approachable. I don't know. This was a tough one. But yeah, let's read the comments. I can smell the desperation from here. He's not looking for a lifetime partner. He just wants to have his cuddling, and he doesn't care from whom. That's why he'll approach any woman before being reported to HR and kicked out of a bar. Probably means that he's been acting like a creep and won't take no for an answer. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, and that's why I need to know the context. I think he's lucky that he hasn't been maced yet. Dude, imagine getting maced and then kicked out of a bar. Kicking out from a movie club is pretty crazy. Like, that's next level, dude. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. All right, we've got classic Oh No Consequence Sunday. Homemade slide made with cushions down the stairs predictably ends in pain. With a DIY fun slide at home. Oh no. I mean, this is what kids do, right? This is what when you're like 5, you think this is a good idea. All right, so let's see. She put 2 twin mattresses, or maybe not even twin. They look even thinner. Like mini mattresses down the stairs. That part makes sense. Although, how secure is it? I mean, it looks pretty snug. Now, the bottom part does not look like it's a good strategy. It looks like face first into the ground. But that's just my prediction. Let's see what happens. Dude, I love. Oh my god. I feel like I'm on Ridiculousness. You remember that show that only plays on like MTV, or MTV's like only show that airs? God, that is so funny. And then like the jump scare or like the random just girl's booty in it. It's crazy. But yeah, dude, what did she think? The room and space for this is insane. Let's see that one more time. Bop! And I love how this girl just walks by casually, just looks down. Dang, that's crazy. Ooh, fun one. We got an AITAH one. All right, so it says, why? I keep flirting with my sister's fiance and got banned from my sister's wedding. I'm the victim here. Oh my goodness, here we go. All right, so the actual OOP post is on AITAH. It says, this should be on Am I the Devil too. Am I the a-hole for not inviting my sister to my wedding because she always jokes about sleeping with my fiance? Oh, okay, never mind. She is not the a-hole, the OP. Okay, I see. Okay, so I'm getting married in October. Small, chill, nothing crazy. Should be a happy time, right? Except my older sister, who's 31, has had a thing where she constantly flirts with my fiance, who's 29, like aggressively. And it's always under the guise of, OMG, I'm just joking, don't be so sensitive. Ugh, I hate people like this. Also, like as a sibling, like, don't you find that weird? Even if it is joking, because like, joke flirting still isn't okay repetitively, even if it's a joke, if it's your sister's fiance. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just weird. First time she met him, deadass said, wow, you upgraded. I'd let him ruin my life too in front of me. I laughed it off. That's like kind of okay, but not really, because like that's a weird thing to say. Why would you say that to your sister? I laughed it off because I didn't want to seem insecure, but like, what the F? Okay, this is where I don't agree. If it becomes repetitive, like a one-off joke, yeah, it's a bad joke, but she's starting to keep going. Then she started with if you ever get bored of her, you know who to call. Oh, that's extremely not okay. First one, okay, whatever. Second one, what? If you ever get bored of her, you know who to call. Wow. Again, in front of me. I told her it was weird, and she rolled her eyes and said, I'm too uptight. Yeah, right. She's made so many little jabs. I saw him shirtless once, and then, she said, I saw him shirtless once. Damn, girl, you got lucky. If you're under live first, I call dibs. Ew, dude, stop it. This is like that Morgan Freeman meme where it's just like, stop, just stop it. Too bad you got to him first, lol. Like it never ends. I'm curious. I bet you. I mean, I can't guarantee this, but I have a strong inclination that your sister's not as attractive as you. My fiance thinks it's awkward too, but tries to ignore it. Oh, so even your fiance thinks it. Wow. Okay. He's not flirtatious back, but he also doesn't really shut it down either. Just gets uncomfortable and laughs nervously. I mean, I kind of get it. Like, it's just uncomfortable because it's your sister, dude. Last weekend was the last straw. We were at my parents' house and I left to grab something from my car. Came back and heard her say, I swear I'm not making this up. And all in quotations, her sister said, I mean, if you're having second thoughts, I'm always available. Ha, just kidding. Unless, bro, what? Even without the unless, like, that's not an okay. She sounds desperate AF, bro. Like, go find your own mans, dude. Like, the unless was real. That's not a joke anymore. That's a goddamn, come on. I snapped. Told her she's disgusting and can't come to the wedding. Yeah, I'm surprised she even got an invite to start with. What the hell? She flipped, cried, told my mom I was being dramatic. Now the whole family is saying I'm ruining the family over a joke. Brother, what? Your whole family's a joke then. Like, what did she think was the consequence of flirting with your literal fiance? This is the perfect oh no consequences. And she's just like, and then they're like, she's just always been flirty. Doesn't mean anything by it. Yeah, that's enabling of your parents and family. I don't even care if she doesn't mean it anymore. I just don't want that energy around me when I'm trying to get married. But now it's a whole thing, and I'm apparently the villain for excluding her and making it a big deal than it is. Am I the a-hole for uninviting her, or is this literally insane? Because at this point, I feel like I'm losing it. First off, I'm going to go back to the AITA. You're not an a-hole. Your family's kind of all a-holes. Your sister's a mega ultra a-hole. If they don't want to come to your wedding, they don't have to come either. Someone in the comments said, my sister's getting married in 5 months. I've been jokingly flirting with him since their relationship started, but he's not picking up the hints. It's getting too close to the wedding, so I just dead ass asked him to leave her in front of me, in front of our parents. My sister overheard, and she's being a total drama queen about it, banning me from the entire wedding. Someone in the family is telling her she's a drama queen and let it go. And the entire family can't be wrong. How do I make my sister see reason? Either to invite me into the wedding or better end the relationship so I can have him. Yeah, that's a great TLDR. I thought at first, I was like, wait, did this experience happen to someone else from the other perspective? I never get the I'm just joking people. Like, I am genuinely a very friendly person and will happily joke with my friends in a way that probably just does look and sound like flirtatious sometimes, but you have to be socially aware and draw a line of what is and isn't acceptable. And one of the most blatant lines to be drawn is when someone tells you that they're uncomfortable with it. Yeah, that's true. I have a story time about this. If you continue to do it afterwards, you're no longer a friendly person who's just joking / joke flirting. You're just an a-hole who's, okay. That is such a valid point. The whole genuinely, people joke. 100%. There's nothing wrong with the intentions of you joking if the intention is actually that. Now, it is up to the other party to also communicate if I'm talking in a friendship way. And I'll give you guys an example. So back in ancient times when I was in college, I was in a fraternity. I know it's weird. I hated that side of me. I am not a fratty guy at all, but I was in one. Wasn't too much to do at my college besides that and the beach. But so I was in a frat, and one of the guys would make racist jokes towards me, like Asian jokes, right? Because I was the only Asian, and at the time I didn't really think anything of it because at the end of the day, these jokes don't mean no harm. Although I had a bad day once, and this one guy made a joke about like Chuck E. Cheese's, but like Chinky Cheese, and I was like, hey man, don't do that. And he saw me visibly not okay with it. And to this day, I respect that guy. And I remember this moment vividly because a lot of the other guys in the frat, especially when you were pledging and stuff, they don't care about if you're uncomfortable or not. But this guy genuinely came up to me and was like, hey man, he stepped aside. He was like, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was too far. I thought that we were at a point where I could joke about that kind of stuff, and it will never happen again. And to this day, I respect the hell out of that guy because the difference between him and someone else that was in the frat that would just continue joking anyways is the fact that he's a real ass man for that. And I don't usually get offended by jokes. For some reason that day, it was just, I wasn't having it. It was just not a good day for me. But yeah, anyways, that was a really interesting moment in my life because it showed me that people can be adults and communication is a key. Oh, this one looks interesting, guys. Let's read this one. All right. The title of this one says, I don't want to be seen in your embarrassing car. Wait, not like that. Oh, we're back on AITAH. Love it. All right. So am I the a-hole for not picking up my sister from the airport because she called my car embarrassing? Throw away because she's already mad enough and I don't need her stalking my account, lol. So my sister flew in yesterday and asked if I could pick her up. I said, sure, no problem. I drive a super old Honda Civic. Nothing wrong with that. A car is a car. It runs fine, but yeah, it's got some dents and the AC squeaks a little. Whatever. 10 minutes before her flight, she texts me, says, can you park far? I don't want people thinking I'm getting in that embarrassing car. Bro, what a biatch, dude. I would be like, yeah, you can just call it an Uber. It's okay. You don't want to be seen in my car, you won't be seen at all if you call an Uber. Make sure it's a black too, an Uber black, so that it's bougie enough for you. Dude, I thought that this so silly. I have another story now. It's coming up. I'll wait until we're done with this. I stared at it for a second, the text, and then just didn't go. Turned off my phone and went home. She called our mom from the terminal crying because I stranded her in another city. She just didn't just roast the only free ride she had. She ended up getting an Uber for $75. And now she's texting me paragraphs of how spiteful and childish I am. I don't even feel bad. Am I the a-hole? No, hell no, dude. Dude, she should know to... This is the thing, guys. If you're in a position where you're asking someone else for help, don't be picky. Beggars can't be choosers. Just appreciate the position that you're in. I have a story. I went on a date once with a girl. This was back when I was like 22, 23, so like 4 or 5 years ago. And the girl chuckled when I told her the car I drove. Like we met at dinner, and then for some reason she was really into cars. She drove like Mercedes, like a nice Mercedes. She was adopted into a rich family. Good for her. I think that's awesome, like for her. And she chuckled at the car I drove at the time because I drove, and you know what's crazy? I drove like a decent car. I drove a 2016, I bought it new too, a Honda Accord at the time. And it was like 2018 when this happened, or 19. But like what? Like, what are you even talking about? But yeah, it is what it is. I've never understood people who cared about things like that. If you're that superficial that care about like a car someone drives, like, you're not a fun person. All right, this one seems pretty intense. I'm excited for this. This will probably be the last one. This one seems pretty long. All right, saddle up. We got another AITAH. Oh wait, I wanna go on the, here we go. The title from the OhNoConsequences says, you can't tell me not to be friends with your emotionally A brother. Wait, come back. Okay, weird. Weird. All right, so r/AITAH. Am I the a-hole for refusing to talk things out with my ex after I broke up with her for trying to befriend my estranged brother and pushing me to reconcile with him? What the hell? What was that title? Okay, here we go. Saddle up. OhNoConsequences here, guys. All right, so I, 25 male, was with my ex Emily for 24 for 3 years. That's funny. I dated an Emily once. We broke up 2 months ago, or I broke up with her 2 months ago, to give full transparency. Even before we got together, Emily knew I was estranged from my brother Travis, who's 28. Growing up with Travis was rough. I don't know for sure why he hated me, but it was always that way. Our parents were consistently on him as a kid for not treating me with civility at a minimum. They did so much to try to make his treatment of me better until eventually they just kept us apart as much as they could. I know it broke their hearts, but Travis went out of his way to say cruel things about me. Dang, dude, Travis, you sound like an a-hole. Like, what just has to happen for you to just hate your little brother for no reason, you know? Or like, is there a reason behind it? I'm so curious. From mocking how I spoke with my stutter, oh, that's messed up, Travis, come on, to making fun of the fact that I was bullied at school and saying I deserved it for being effing dumb, to telling me everyone's life was better when I wasn't born and how he'd go back and stop our parents from having me if he could. Oh, so he's just doing that. He's that child that never grew up. Like, he's the kid where they didn't want to have a little brother because they wanted all the attention, and then it just manifested into this. Travis hated me more when he was punished. He blamed me for getting him in trouble with mom and dad. He wouldn't work on the issues with a therapist either. Mom and dad must have tried dozens, and some were family therapists. Travis was just so stubborn. He went as far as getting his friend's sister to ask me out on prom and say she liked me and stuff, and then mocked me during prom. That is next level bullying. Wait. So he got his friend's sister to ask you out in prom as a prank. What the hell? He knew I had a crush on her, and she went along with it too because he bought her alcohol or something. Wow. So first off, she's an a-hole too for going along with this just for alcohol. Like, that's insane. Travis wasn't at home. Travis wasn't as welcome at home after that. Mom and dad were pissed. He'd go so far when he was supposed to be an adult now, even if he was a younger adult. So I'm assuming he was like 18 at the time. Our lives have been totally separate since, and Emily knew this. We talked about it, and we went, and what I went through. Then 6 months ago, after she started getting closer to my family, she started talking more about Travis and then told me that she had gotten his contact information from off a family member and was trying to befriend him. Dude, that's like kind of not cool at all. And like, to not ask your significant other, hey, is it cool if I try to like befriend your estranged brother? It's already weird to do, but it's even weirder to not ask your partner, right? Like, that's strange. And then like, I feel like Travis is the type of guy to try to get with your girlfriend just out of spite of you, to ruin your life because he apparently just hates you. Anyways, She told me he was family and we should all work things out. I told her I did not like her doing that because it felt like she was stabbing me in the back. She told me that she told me she should be allowed to form her own relationships. Yeah, you're allowed to, but I'm also allowed to not be with you anymore because you did so. Like, that's like saying she's allowed to cheat if she wants to. Yeah, you're allowed to. I'm not gonna stick around though. But she didn't stop there. She was talking with Travis some, though he wasn't very responsive to her. So she pushed me hard to reconcile with him. And after she refused to stop and she made it clear that she wanted to be his friend and have him in our lives, I told her I was not staying in this relationship. Yeah, what did she think was gonna happen? She didn't think I'd actually break up with her, but I did. Good for you. I took some of my stuff from her place and gave her stuff at my place back. And I cut ties with her. And I thanked my lucky stars we hadn't moved in together yet. She tried to contact me, but I ignored her and I avoided places where I might run into her. She tried to reach out via friends and I told them they could leave it alone because there was no coming back. She got one mutual friend to tell me over and over that how she didn't want to end our relationship and she wanted us to talk it out and figure out a way to move forward together. I told that friend that she didn't need to be the messenger, and I was not interested in hearing what she has to say. Then she showed up on a night out and tried to talk to me, and I told her to leave me alone. She told me that we needed to speak and to please hear her out. That she was trying super hard. That one mutual friend told me that I was being an A and I should give Emily a chance to work on this. That I was already being a stubborn A by wanting her not to talk to people because I didn't like them. Brother, what? That's like her trying to befriend your school bully and you're not being comfortable with it. Like, that's okay to be what the fuck? This is weird. Why is your friends taking her side? And she said that it didn't matter what Travis did to me, that Emily was allowed to want to talk to him. Yeah, she is allowed to talk to him. But at the same time, I'm allowed to never talk to her again. She said I sabotaged me and Emily by throwing up so many roadblocks and not letting Emily talk. Now was trying to punish her when she wasn't wrong. Brother, yeah. Am I the a-hole? Hell no. What the fuck? Honestly, your mutual friend is pissing me off. Someone in the comments says, surprising. At least she didn't pull something like surprising OOP by inviting Travis to Christmas dinner or their wedding like a lot of stupid people on here on Reddit have done. She's still an absolute tool and deserves everything she got. Yeah, I fully agree. What an idiot. Exactly. Or hold on, let's read another comment. Quote, I should be allowed to form my own relationships is a wild thing to say in this context. Yeah, you can make whatever friends you want, but going out of your way to make friends with someone who tormented and bullied your boyfriend is really messed up. Yeah, I fully agree with that, dude. What the hell? All right, let's read one more quick one. I thought that was going to be longer than it was. Unless you're a Patreon member. By the way, if you are a Patreon member, we will still continue the stories. And if you guys are interested in Patreon and supporting the channel by any means, it's going to be the first link in the description box. I usually film anywhere from it's like 5 to 10 and then sometimes even like 20 minutes of extra footage. And you guys also get a backlog of all the Patreon exclusives. Yeah, it's first link in the description box. And if not, I completely understand. Only for those that want to support and can't afford it. Oh, also, if you're new to my content, hit the subscribe and notification bell. We do this every day. Let's see. Lost the best girl I've ever met. Okay, I'm curious about this. Oh, it got removed. No! Can't read it. All right, let's see. Yeah, we can read this one. Oh, I want to say one more thing. Thank you to all the Patreon Deluxe members. Almost forgot to thank you guys. All right. The title of this one on OhNoConsequences says, it's okay if I date a much younger woman, but not if my daughter dates a much older man. Oh, that is so hypocritical. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Am I the a-hole for bringing a much older guy to Easter dinner after my dad left my mom for someone close to my age? Oh, brother, what? Let's see. 18, whoa, you're young, okay. Moved out when I was 15 and when I got into a boarding school abroad. When I was about 12, my dad, who's 45, cheated on my mom, who was 43, with a woman that was 26, who was 20 at the time. Holy crap. So he would have been 39 with this 20-year-old. That's literally half your age. Dang, she was only 5 years older than you at the time too. That's insane. Oh wait, no, you would have been 12, but still 8 years from, that's crazy. They ended up divorcing, and he's been with her ever since, the girl that he had cheated on OP's mom with. She's only a few years older than me. Oh, is she? Wait, hold up. Yeah, 8 years older. And for the past few years, she's been at every family holiday. She's clearly only after his money, but he's too stupid and stubborn to understand. Ooh. This year for Easter, I flew back home and asked a friend of mine who's 38. Oh, it's a friend too. That's funny. So 20 years older than you. So the gap is almost the same. To come with me and pretend to be my boyfriend just for a few days at my home. Oh, this is a great revenge prank. After dinner, my dad pulled me aside and told me that he felt uncomfortable with the situation. I told him I didn't do anything wrong and that after him, love has no age. Oh, yeah. You could have been like, oh, I learned from you, Dad. I just wanted to be like you. He told me that I ruined everyone's Easter by being selfish and bringing someone his age to dinner. How is that being, do what? I flew back to school, but now I'm getting messages from a few relatives saying I should apologize to Dad and break up with my boyfriend. Dude, get the F out of here. I haven't responded. I don't think I'm in the wrong because he's made my life uncomfortable since the moment he cheated on my mom. Okay, look, in this situation, I want to establish this before we read this. Yeah, if you're 18, I don't think in any circumstance is it like normal to date a 40-year-old. Like even you can, because you're technically like, you know, legal too, and you're an adult. You can make your own decisions. I just think it's a little weird to date someone double your age. But in the context of this, it's obviously they weren't actually dating this, a friend of yours, and you guys are playing an ultra prank on your dad, who's totally doing something pretty goofy too, half his age. Like that's the same thing. I don't know. It's weird. I already think the age gap between like 30 and 18 is weird. I'm gonna say like, I don't know at what point is it weird to date an 18, 19-year-old. I don't know. I'm gonna say like, it's so complex. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. It's just, I find it weird sometimes. I find it extra weird when a guy exclusively dates teens. That's fucking creepy mediki. Yeah, if you're in your 20s and you're dating an 18-year-old, okay, whatever. It can be a little weird, but I'm not going to judge you too hard. Like, it is what it is. I remember I dated a 19 or 20-year-old when I was 23, 24. And that, like, so that's like, to me, that's okay. That's more okay than it is when you're 30 and dating an 18-year-old. It's like, buddy, you have your whole life and, like, you should be starting an actual career. She's just getting into college. Maybe just fresh out of high school, dude. Anyways, yeah. AITA, no, you're not. Edit, seems like many people think this is a lie. Lol, I would too, but I met my friend in a book club and I moved to the US from Europe and he's been a great father figure to me, to be honest. That's so funny. When I had no friends there, he would buy me dinner and actually spend time with me. And he's recently divorced from his now sweetheart. So he would have spent Easter alone anyways, therefore decided to take him with me and show him around. For reference, I didn't say half of the bad things my dad did or the whole story. It would have been too long, but trust me, cheating isn't the only thing he did. I know this is immature, people. I know this is extremely immature of me, but I wanted to show him how it feels. Thanks for a lot of the advice, everyone. I'll update for Christmas. It's almost like dad knows this is predatory behavior. Yo, literally. That's so funny. My dad pulled something similar on me. He dumped my mother for a woman that's 14 years younger than him. I dated a woman 14 years older than me, and funny enough, a few months older than his wife, and he was against it. Told me that women age less well than men. Oh, brother, shut up. A couple of years later, this 18-year-old had a crush on me at work, and I rejected her, seeing as I'm almost 30 and wasn't uncomfortable with an age gap this different, at such different maturity levels. And he said that to consider a short-term relationship just for fun. Bro, your dad sounds like the worst. And this is a dude's perspective too. That's crazy. Oh no consequence. I love this subreddit, guys. I'm gonna keep doing this for as long as you guys are willing to watch it. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good one. If you guys are a Patreon member, I'll see you guys there. Yeah, have a great day. Bye.